Decide whether you're going to follow him or not. That scripture back in the Old Testament, I don't know if I ever got it out earlier when I was chatting up here tonight, but it says this: you'll find me when you seek me and you search after me with all your heart. Do you know what it's like to be addicted? Do you know what it's really like to be addicted? Just eaten up by desire for drugs or sex? I was there. I have been there. That's how addicted I am to him. And I've long since, I could care less. I mean, good Lord. I'm going to face the God of the universe on Judgment Day. He's my Father. He's my friend. And He's my absolute master. And God bear me witness, I'll do anything He asks me to do. And He'll never ask us to do something that's not in accordance with His Word, the Bible. It's all laid out there, people. It's a relationship of love where you're really willing to lay down your life for Him and for others. Who knows what God may call you to do? People that have been at Cornerstone have ended up on the mission field. People are pastors or youth pastors now. Hey, there's room at the cross for you. We're passing out bullseyes right after the festival, you know. But if you hear God calling you tonight to either become a Christian in your heart, in your mind, if you hear the Lord speaking, you know whether you're really with Him or without Him. You know whether you're living for Him or living for somebody or something else. In the last days, there are going to be a lot of people who are lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. It ain't rocket science. If you need to pray to become a Christian or to come back to the Lord, or God's called you to some sort of service, and believe me, I am not proselytizing for our community. I haven't done it, and I'm not going to start now. We got enough problems and enough people with enough needs. We don't need any more. It ain't a lot of fun. Sometimes it's a bit like working in a dentist's office, and you can't turn Christian thrash up loud enough. It still hurts when the drill comes on, you know? Although a little living sacrifice in one ear and mortification in the other might help. But anyway, if you're in a relationship with the Lord, man, hey, you're going to be tested. It's part of it, man. It's part of it. If tonight you need to pray to ask Him into your life, do it. If you've fallen away, hey, one foot in the Lord, one foot in the world, how far can I go? A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. They're like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. But he that endures to the end will be saved. Hey, it's an incredible life. I've had more fun and more joy. I've been a Christian longer than I was a pagan. But I had 18 really incredible years of living my life. I've been at the wheel, man. I crashed into enough people. I killed myself so many times over. Seriously, it's amazing I'm living tonight. If you need to pray, pray now, right here. Yeah, I'll lead you in a simple prayer, right? But you know as well as I, it's not repeating words after somebody. If you want to invite Him into your life or come back to Him, if you're sick of being the prodigal son or daughter, if you're sick of just being God and realizing I make a lousy God, then get off it. Quit. Stop. Put an end to it. Make up your mind. And invite Him into your life and start following Him and quit playing the game. Forget this 60 minutes a week. It's a lifestyle and a relationship with a person who loves you more than anybody could. He knows you. Man, He knows every last sin, but He also knows the potential that you have. He knows His desires for you. He knows the plans He has for you, for your good, for the good of other people in the world who don't have a clue and have turned their backs on God. And it's not because of God, it's because of Christians who play the game, who take 4 and 5 and 6 looks at every other thing on the beach. Well, it's time, man. It's time to put your hand to the plow. You just let God pick the field and the plow. And remember, you've been bought with a price. Somebody bled and died. And He who knew no sin, who never once sinned, yet was tempted in everything. There's nothing imaginable that Jesus wasn't tempted about over and over. Yet He never gave in, never once. He who knew no sin became sin that we might become the righteousness of God. Because of Jesus' sacrifice, He paid the price for you and me. It's not our works. If you ask Him into your life, you're going to need to read the Word, you're going to need to plug into a good church, and maybe they don't like green hair, so you may have to think about that. But we sure got enough green Christians. And we sure got enough people who say one thing and do another, and then go, hey man, get off my case. It ain't your case. It's been paid for by someone else. Let go of the bone and start eating meat. Let go of the stuff that's not going to really bring you peace or any sense of real purpose. You need to pray with me right now. Right now. Close your eyes, bow your heads, and don't repeat these words, and don't pray some cheap prayer that you're not really serious about. If you don't really want to give your heart to the Lord or come back to Him, or maybe for the first time, or maybe you've played the major game. Maybe you've been out here with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, cutting the corners, playing the trips, you know. Maybe you're here with your husband and your wife, or maybe you're here with your mistress. Maybe you've just flat been lying, exaggerating big time, trying to impress people around you. Hey, God's not impressed. He knows you. Jesus is the truth. If you're going to be a Christian, you have got to be brutally honest, and it starts with you. I'm not talking perfection, sinlessness. No. I'm not. No one is, except Him. But I am talking serious surrender. You need to pray with me now.